So spoiler warning up.
Yeah.
Are we all done with it?
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
All right.
Direct worm.
That's it. And we're done. So into the spoiler section we go. First off.
Oh, frick me.
Well, we'll still do the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what was your good in the spoiler section?
The good is not just with this movie, it's with all movies. This is not about worms. This is Bert, how do you say his last name?
Gummer.
Gummer. I always want to say Gunner.
No. Yeah. Which makes sense because he's all about the weapons.
Right.
So, and I think that was actually done on purpose. I think they gave him the last name Gummer because they're going to have all these guns. Yeah.
This is his story.
Yeah.
If movie number 4, which was the prequel, was the first movie, it's his story.
Well,
And this was the perfect...
way. It's been that way.
Yeah, it was the perfect finale for his story.
Yeah, because spoiler, and I'm going to just ruin this for you. Just ruin this for you right now. Gummer does die at the end of this one, but the thing is that the way he goes out. Perfect. Yeah, it makes perfect sense for this character. And the thing is that a lot of the films, the last couple of films, have all been about him, especially 5 and 6. I mean, it's all been about him and his son. So, yeah, it's all been about Gummer. This has been Gummer's story. And what I agree with you totally on was especially like even the first one, that the Tremors movies, the ones that do well, the reason they do well is because it's not about the creatures, it's about the characters. Not just Gummer, but all the characters.
Right.
They do character development and that sort of thing. And you actually give a damn about these characters, or you really want to see them die, one of the two.
Our bad guy, Bill. I forgot his last name in the movie.
Well, we'll just call him Bill.
We'll just call him Bill. Bill was a phenomenal bad guy.
The actor who plays him, I did look him up earlier, and I already forgot his name.
Yeah.
But sadly, I'm sad that I forgot his name because he's a good actor. I've seen him in several things, and I've even seen him in other stuff than just that. But I think he's a really good actor. And what I love about this character, especially at the beginning, is that he comes off as intimidating. He doesn't do a thing to these people.
He doesn't even make a threat.
He doesn't
bad guy anything in this.
He doesn't threaten people, but he comes off as threatening. And, that just goes to show you his acting chops, that he's able to pull that off. And all he's got to do is show up with a sinister smile and say a few lines, and you're totally intimidated by this guy.
He's definitely Ahab. And they kind of tell you that right from the start, so you know exactly how it's going to end. And what's weird is we both kept saying, well, I kept saying, okay, there's the must-have anaconda, there's the eyes poking. But it didn't really take away from the movie that much. It was almost doing it tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
You knew Bill was going to die. The second he opened his mouth, you knew he was going to die, and why he was going to die.
I wouldn't say the second he opened his mouth in the first scene, Gummer's going to die, sadly, because what?
No, I'm talking about Bill.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry.
Our bad guy.
Oh, our bad guy. Yeah, I kind of figured that too. Yeah.
But when he died, it wasn't guys, see that happen. It was, it's about how it should have happened.
Yeah. In a way. Sadly, Gummer's death also was teleprompted from the very beginning because his very first scene, one of the lines he has is was it Destiny's a bitch or something like that?
Yes.
So like right off the bat, they were setting this up to be his last one, like from the very first scene. And there is so many scenes in this where they're just telegraphing, that's gonna be the end for him. But I still felt that they gave him a
proper ending.
And
they certainly proper badassed him in this. Everything from shaving with a knife. And you said the slow motion bugged you. I think that was his hero shots.
But
they were trying to say, this is the badass.
You're talking about the ending.
Yes.
But they also had slow-mo for other scenes.
I don't remember
that he wasn't even in it. Really? You do not remember all the slow-mo with the Shriekers? The Shriekers disabled them, and that's all in slow-mo, where they're trying to get their guns.
It must have been done well enough that it didn't bug me.
Okay. And then they come in with the flamethrower, and then as soon as he starts using the flamethrower, it slows it down to show the flame.
But you're right, it was clearly padding.
Yeah.
But I also think some of that was his hero shot. So he was going out.
Well, also in the cave, they did slow-mo for him and the comic relief guy.
Which, you have this totally badass female character. And I'm horrible with names. I wish we were better.
Yeah.
She is set up in the beginning of the film this is clearly the chick you do not F with.
Yeah. Well, actually, we get two badasses, but the first one is in Bill's team because they have one badass in each, one female badass in each team. Oddly enough. So first, we've got the female. We're getting there. So we got the female badass from Bill's team. So the evil guy has this female badass who they show off in a scene where she uses a bow and arrow to hit an apple off a guy's head while looking behind her in a mirror.
She's a badass.
So, they're... And the whole thing is that they're doing this setup as a bet. But she's not only just confident about it, but the best part is that Bill is talking to his one kind of sidekick-like character, and he's like, oh, yeah, she's got this. Like, he knew she could do it because apparently she had even done it before. So he had no intention of stopping them or anything like that because he knew she could do it. But the problem with the badass character is that, and we're going to get into the other one too, but the problem is that at one point she realizes this guy's gone nuts. Bill has gone crazy.
He's going to get me killed.
He's gone full Ahab off of this thing and is just gone insane with wanting to kill this thing. She decides to leave him and go with the other camp and join them. And as soon as she does, they do nothing with the character.
Yes, you never hear from her again.
That's definitely in the bad category because they should have done something with her. Now, on the other side, they have another badass. This is a woman who shows survival skills right off the bat. She knows all the stuff that Gummer knows, maybe, and even mentions some things that Gummer doesn't think of, although he totally agrees with her. Yeah, that's definitely all good stuff.
Right.
So he's like, well, you got one capable person at least. Now, so she's like a badass right off the bat too. But once again, she is underutilized. She isn't like
all of her heroic shit's off screen.
Yeah.
She sets up the dynamite trap at the end.
Yeah.
She sets up the perimeter bomb. But they don't give her screen time doing it.
Yeah.
And again, this is just a minor. This is just in a bad category. I love when they have a strong female lead. Yeah. I hate when they don't follow it up.
Yep, or when they don't, like you said, give them the credit.
Give them the credit. Give them the screen time. Show her cutting one wire. It takes a minute.
In fact, the one thing that bothered me, the one scene with her that bothered me was where she has to give a pep talk to the comic relief to get him to go to the cave, and it feels so useless because, on the one hand, I'm glad they gave her another scene because she deserves all the scenes she gets. But on the other hand, it's just like she should be going, not him.
Right.
The very fact that she's got to give him a pep talk to get him to go when he volunteered for the thing just goes to show you how wrong he is for this job. Does he survive? Yes, but we don't know how because... Oh, actually, no, we do know how. Because of plot armor. Because at the time he was supposed to die, there's a specific scene where he is supposed to die. You see it because one of the creatures get on top of him, and instead of eating his face...
This was the ugly.
This is the ugly.
This is my ugly.
I agree. Oh, this is my ugly too. Instead of eating his face, the creature decides to lick him. Several times. He licked him like 2-3 times, giving the guy enough time to grab the chainsaw and kill him. The problem is, these creatures have never done this up to this point. The creatures have shown time and time again, they jump on someone and they eat their face or eat their guts or whatever.
And it's quick.
It's very quick. Now, granted...
These were even quicker. They were grabbing and running with the prey. Taking them off screen, back into the woods.
I was going to say, granted, they don't show a lot of these kills because a lot of these kills are off screen because they had to keep within the budget and stuff like that. So to help with the budget, they're showing them either taking them off screen or they jump at them and you hear the crunching sounds of them eating them from behind a bush or something like that.
Which is fine, as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to hide a low budget, that's how you do it.
Yeah, you don't do crappy CGI to have all these extra scenes. You instead do a bunch of stuff off screen so that the CG you do have looks excellent. And that's what it did.
Yes. Leave it to my imagination. I guarantee you what I see in my mind is 100 times worse than you could ever put on that screen.
Because the CGI was really good in this.
Yes, impressive.
If they were using puppets with a mix of CGI, it's even more impressive because there are certain scenes that obviously were CGI. There's other scenes, I'm not sure if it was a puppet or CGI. I couldn't really tell you. So I think they did a good job on the special effects on this. But yeah, underutilized characters that we were getting at, and
is the bad,
and that's definitely a bad. And the comic relief character here, we might as well get into this guy. And here's the worst part, and you don't know this because this is 5 and 6. 5 and 6, they had the son character, and the son character, Gummer's son, came off almost like a comic relief, but at the same time, he was like a badass in training comic relief. Like, yes, he's a comic relief because he doesn't know this stuff, he's learning this stuff, but at the same time, they give him a couple badass moments here and there. It really felt like this comic relief character was supposed to be the son. This was supposed to be Gummer's son, which would explain why on this island this comic relief character is working for Big Shock, the woman who is the mother of Gummer's son. So it would have made sense that, he went to go visit his mom.
Right.
And he's been spending time on the island with his mom. Then they find Graboids. He decides, we got to get Gummer. I can do this, but I want Gummer to help me with this. He goes to find Gummer and talks him into helping him. That sort of thing, because once again, yes, he's supposed to be taking over for Gummer, but at the same time, he always feels better with him there. And in fact, even the last movie, he was making a big deal about how he wanted the two of them to work together, because Gummer always wants to do the whole lone wolf thing, and he thinks it's better for them to work together.
Right.
And Gummer was telling him, look, at some point you got to do this by yourself. That was one of the big things, because they were like setting up his death in like the last one, which didn't even happen. But he's like, you got to do this for yourself. So that's what it feels like. It feels like this comic relief character was supposed to be his son, but it's not his son. So they almost made him worse because he's not even supposed to have any of this training or nothing like that. But then they're trying to give him some badass moments. It doesn't feel deserved.
And that was my issue. And you touched on you tickled it. In the first 5 minutes, they make you think this guy's a dumbass.
Yes.
Big time. Somebody on their team dies. Clearly, it's like a local villager guy. Yeah. He feels horrible. Now, I'm supposed to go from feeling this guy's a dumbass to feeling sympathy for his situation, which I can't, because you're already a dumbass in my book. I've dismissed you. As a human, you're done. You're dead. You're dead to me. Now I'm supposed to feel bad for you, which I don't, because you're already a dumbass.
I did feel bad for the guy who died.
I do. He didn't do anything. So now we're going to fast forward, and now all of a sudden we find out, you say he had no training. Supposedly he was watching Gummer's videos the entire time. In fact, he had his shoelaces changed out. Yeah. But at this point, I'm sorry, you've already established in the first 5 minutes, this character is a horrible excuse for a human being as a piece of shit to be cannon fodder. In my opinion, once you've established that, unless the character goes some huge dramatic change, which may have been why their local villager died, maybe that was supposed to be his hero's call. But I never felt that.
I never felt it was a hero's call. I felt it was supposed to be more of his wake up, that he decides to get serious. But the problem is that they still give him a bunch of dumb shit later on. That's the thing, because once again, he's supposed to be the comic relief, so he doesn't get things, and when they're talking about stuff, he's like, no, you're not serious, and everyone's looking at him like, obviously we're serious.
If you want to know what comic relief looks like done right, go back and watch Shaun of the Dead. Every supporting character in that movie. That's how you do it, Hollywood. You don't make the guy a blundering fool. Okay, I'm done. I hate that character.
Oh yeah, and it's something you see a lot in films where they always have to have this comic relief character who basically just is an idiot, or we're just going to throw an idiot in the mix.
Yeah.
So we can get some laughs.
Right.
You know, that's what it is. And there's
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie from the Critters is a great example of that.
But they changed him, so
even then they still kept him.
Sort of
dumb.
idiots.
Yeah, exactly. They still kept him the village idiot. You know, they just gave him a couple badass moments. You know, that was it. But otherwise, yeah, he was the village idiot. And once again, this guy comes off as the village idiot. And then they have all these strong characters that, you know, you underutilize because, well, we got to give the village idiot his scenes.
His scenes. I would have loved to see more of their story. The two female badasses. I would have loved to more of Jamie, Jasmine. Whatever, Jazz. I would have loved.
I think it was Jasmine, but she said she goes by Jazz now.
Right.
Yeah.
She seemed to be a bit of a badass. I would love to have seen her character develop more, but no, we get to see the fool.
Especially when they know that the big thing is under the ground, and she's just walking around like nothing.
Very casual.
Very casual. Well,
they establish
well, not only that, but they also establish that it goes off of sound, and she was walking very softly, like she was taking. She was just walking slowly and calmly, and she wasn't running. And I think that was supposed to be part of it, was that, oh, well, she's, you know, walking calmly, so.
We're at a half hour. We talk too much.
Oh, we're guys who talk about movies. We're talking about a movie. What do you expect us to do? This is what we do.
You have a point.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, for, overall, I would say good movie.
Oh, yes, go see it.
Good Tremors film. I actually kind of hope this is not the end of Tremors total. I mean, this is the end of Gummer. Please do not do Tremors 8 Gummer Lives, where they bring him back as a zombie.
Yes.
I'm joking, but I'm saying they did that with Jason. Jason Lives. So
don't have him. Well, he was blown over by a bush and he was fine the whole time.
Yeah.
Let the character die. And
I mean, you really want to bring the actor back. He's an excellent actor. Have him bring him back as a completely different character, and not even mention the fact he looks like Gummer at all. You know, just give him a wig, give him a beard. You know, whatever. You know, give him some makeup, give him some scars. You know, don't even make him a completely different character. You know, he's an actor. He can do it.
I hate to say this. I hope this is the end of Tremors. To me, it feels like it's a fitting farewell. Yeah. If we do another Tremors, let's make it a next generation. Eliminate everything from the past, make it 100, 200 years in the future, mutate all the worms, make everything different.
Oh, what do you want, sci-fi worms now? You want robot worms?
Ooh, hell yes. Yes, please.
now that I said that. Well, regardless, yeah, I would recommend going ahead and seeing Tremors, Shrieker Island. If you've not seen the other Tremor films, check them out.
Yes.
I am definitely a fan of all the Tremors, like I said. My favorites, of course, is 1, 3, 4-ish. And 5, and now 7. So they're practically doing the Star Trek thing.
1.7.
Yeah, they're doing the Star Trek thing, like every other.
Good.
Yeah, all the odds are good. All the evens are not so good. Oddly enough. So yeah, it's kind of how it worked. But sadly, they do reference the other films. So certain ones are a little bit more need to be seen. Oddly enough, 6, you could go from 5 to 7 easily.
Which is what I did.
You could easily skip A Cold Day in Hell. You don't have to see that to get the setup on this one. Not really.
I would just like to say in closing, Universal, if you're listening, a box set would be awesome of all these films. Because now I'm wondering, how am I going to get this if it just went straight to Netflix?
You know how few people we have listening to our podcast. Universal isn't listening. I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy.
I put it out there in the universe.
There you go.
Maybe.
So, for those of you who've been paying attention to our to our channel, we have interrupted the Fall of Resident Evil to bring you this one because
it's Tremors. We're
fans of Tremors. We had to see this, but we will be returning the Fall of Resident Evil in our next episode, which is going to be the pitch meeting, script meeting for Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
If he can't get it right, how are they supposed to get it right?
Yeah, good point. All right, so that's it for this. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, again, box set, please.
Yeah, there you go. So until next time.
Later.
Laters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get ready.
Expression.